League, but welcome and hello to PRT League West Week 5 action. We're in Command Base C1X, playing a little 70% fixed action. It should be wild. We've also got true random dice. It is going to be stressful for these players. We'll see who can handle it best. There's definitely going to be some adversity and some challenges with playing in these kind of settings. So we'll see who can kind of work their way through it and make something out of it. Try to get that out of the way there. There we go. All right, so first in turn order, we've got Orange, which is General Rivers playing for Team Chonk. We will go through the bonuses here in just a second once I get all the teams set up in here. It's a true random game, so there's no 100% dice rolls, remember. These guys are going to be living life on the edge with every roll, and it looks like some good dice there. There's that +7 of Sector E that it looks like Chonk's going to work on. Let's see. Second, we have Quarantined here for the home team, the 69ers. Arco obviously stepped up to play these settings. This is the kind of stuff he eats up. Oh, we see a center playing a bad role here early for Quarantined. We'll keep an eye on these rolls. Some of these can be very painful. Feliz here going for Omnia. Does he roll a 3-on-1 turn 1 here? Shall see. Just slightly over so you can see everything. And we're to 5th in turn order. This is I Am the Mamba. Playing as white for JMX in this one. Mamba got a win for JMX last week. Let's take a quick look at the overall standings so far in PRT West. JMX atop the standings there as Mamba's team at 34, but just 1 point behind the Reapers. Much different than what we saw in the Central. Philadelphia Freedom at 30. Omnia just behind them. So really a 4-team race, but one big week this week could move basically all 6 of these teams to the top. So they're close enough that any game can really change the trajectory. We see an early bonus there for Mamba. So Mamba gets the +4 Hanger B. It's a 6 for 4. He doesn't guard it at all, but he's the first to take any kind of bonus here. And here go the Freedom. This is Cecil Dogan for the Freedom. We'll see who wants to take the risk, who plays it super conservative here. Remember, it's just a 70% game. It's a 100 territory map, so you would normally need 70. But because there are blizzards on, it goes down to only 63, all but 27 that you need on this map. All right, so it is a bonus there also for the Freedom. Now we see a bonus taken by Chonk. So Chonk getting a +7. The Freedom last in turn order pick up the +5. '69ers want the +8 of command. They're still got a couple more territories to hit to get there. They got to hit the black 2 and the white 1 there in the center to take it. Here goes Omnia and Feliz. So they also get a bonus. They get the +5 of Sector C up there in the top right. '69ers so far the only team not to get a bonus at least by turn 2. See if the Reapers can get a bonus here. This is the Arco taking Sector F +7. We'll go through exactly how much each of these bonuses are here as we finish turn 1. So far, Chonk first in turn, we're getting a +7. Nothing for the '69ers, although they're working on the +8 in the middle. Omnia is getting a +5. Reapers getting a +7. JMX getting the +4. And the Freedom getting a +5. So 2 big +7s right now for the Reapers and Chonk right there next to each other. And we see Mamba kind of blocking some of that command play in the middle from the '69ers. Kind of bullying him out of it. We'll see how Quarantine handles that. Here goes our final seat of turn 2 for the Philadelphia Freedom and Cecil Dogan. Is another bonus play? They're going to work on that second bonus. Now that's a +7, but you do have to get out to that white 1 to take it. Then they got to take the 4 down. So they don't get it. It's that true random bad dice luck. Even the 4-on-1 you lose. That's the fun of playing true random dice, or the nightmare, depending on how you want to look at it. Back to the top for General Rivers and Team Chonk here playing as orange. Yeah, just starting to work on another bonus here. These guys not scared of rolling a bunch of true random stuff. They're just kind of having to. Let's see how Quarantine handles this. Can't be super happy with the way Mamba sat in his bonus. Mamba trying to keep him weak, it looks like. Quarantine rolling a 4-on-4 and slow rolling, which I believe is completely unnecessary in true random. '69ers down to 16 troops already. Remember, they're the host team. They selected these settings. Here goes Feliz for Team Omnia. We'll go through each of these rosters as we go through here. Omnia co-owned by Not Young Me and I Am Rugster, Sir Tyler and Feliz playing in this one for Team Omnia. Feliz just playing with that one bonus. We see +11 here for Arco. Does someone make that early play for a '69ers kill? Arco just clearing out his side of the board. Here goes Mamba for Team JMX. He does want the +8 in the middle. We'll see what kind of rolls he gets here. Does he roll the 5-on-2? He does not. He holds there. JMX down to 20 troops. Kind of the secondary fish here early. And here's Cecil for the Philadelphia Freedom. Final seed of turn 3 here. Philadelphia Freedom owned by Crackle069, Law, Cecil Dogan, and Bradamite make up that roster. Again, Cecil here playing tonight for the Freedom. Multiple of those players. NVC, the way this format works is we've got 12 teams all competing, 6 teams all competing over 12 weeks. The most points in the league at the end of the 12 weeks wins the league. The top 3 teams get a spot in that Spring Champions League with the 3 top teams from the Central. In the Central, the standings are crazy. I highly recommend you go to professionalrisktakers.com, click leagues, check out the info on the Central because it is a wild league, and the Pirates are running away with it. They almost have 100 points after Week 5 today. Very interesting how it works. The way you collect those points, you get 10 points for a win, 3 points for a bounty, but you got to get an immediate trade or victory on that turn. And then you lose a point for your team if you get a failed 70. The way a failed 70 happens is if you get to 50%, but you don't get to 70% on that turn, it becomes a failed 70, and you lose a point for your team. The game continues, you just lose a point for your team. All right, so we're in turn 4 here. Remember, we're in fixed cards. Last turn, the 69ers skipped, kind of forced to skip just based off of what they had. I guess they could have rolled some 2-on-2s, but they're really hoping for a trade on 3. And Fleas and Omnia here. Omnia just holding on to that +5 top right with that +7 of the Freedom right next to them. The Freedom have a +7 and a +5. They're getting +12 just off their bonuses there. So Omnia getting outgained significantly. They're kind of working on that +10, but not really. Not really. At some point, someone goes for the 69ers kill, almost certainly. It just depends when. Does it happen? Looks like the 69ers will make an early exit in their home map of command base C1X. Interesting play there. The Reapers decide they want a second bonus. They are getting +17 off of just their bonuses. So +12 for Chonk, +12 for Freedom, +17 for the Reapers right now off bonuses. JMX only getting a +4. Omnia getting a +5. And the 69ers have no bonus. Mamba for JMX trying to think through his options. Maybe thinking it's worth just going for the bounty. It's a tough bounty to get, though. He's got to go through a 2 at the top. 2 2s at the top. Which can be a really risky play when you're in true random. Okay, Freedom getting 17 troops on this turn. Almost more than double what the 69ers have on the board. Do they make a play for 3 cards and the 3 bounty points? It's really interesting. Cecil just threatening. Okay, he does go ahead and hit the Reapers. The Reapers give a thumbs up. And say, we just want the +10. We don't need the +7 also, maybe? Maybe they'll stay friends through this. We'll see. And now it's back up here to General Rivers and Chonk. 8 troops left for the 69ers. I don't think they have a trade on 3. So they'll die on 4 cards almost certainly unless someone really gets serious about guarding them. Alright, here goes Feliz. He's been definitely eyeing that 69ers bounty. 69ers do take a 4th card there. Decide to try their luck with a 4th card. Maybe they can get a trade. Omnia really just in one side of the board. They've been blocked off pretty strongly. Chonk up at 61 troops. Now they have had their turn here in this 5th turn. But they have a major troop advantage on both 69ers and JMX. Definitely splitting into kind of a haves and have-nots so far in this one with the troop disparity we're seeing. Okay, we see that one's kind of getting guarded. Yeah, the one gets a pretty strong guard from Omnia. They're guarding the 69ers there at the top of the map. Right there. See what Arco decides to do here for the Reapers. Long draft phase here for Arco. Remember one other interesting thing, not only can you lose a lot of troops on a seemingly safe roll in True Random, you can also roll a very risky roll and win. So that's kind of the flip of the coin here. And we'll see if someone does take some risk, particularly could be 69ers or JMX since they're at such a troop deficit compared to the rest of the board. Here goes I Am Mamba for JMX. He still has that central 7 he's working off of, and he does add to it. He's been wanting to take this command base bonus pretty much the whole game, fighting over it with the 69ers, and he does go ahead and take it. So 69ers down to 5 troops, and they urge people to go break Mamba's new +8 there in the middle. So JMX now sitting at a total of a +12 off their bonuses with a +8 and a +4. Here goes Cecil Dogan for the Freedom. They're getting +12. Chonk and the Freedom, first and last in turn order, getting +12s off their bonuses. But notice the Reapers sitting up at 23%, now 22% of the board, just because they have high territory bonuses. Freedom also able to establish positions on all 4 sides of all 4 axes here. Chonk kind of able to do the same. Chonk trying to decide if they want to go through and try to get to this. They would have to go through a 9. So yeah, they're not going to go for that 69er bounty. 69ers should get to trade here as long as they have a trade on 4. For their sake, hopefully it's the 10 trade. And maybe they can start doing something here. We'll see. Let's see what Quarantine does. Does he have a 10 trade sitting there? He's got no trade on 4. It just keeps getting worse for the 69ers. Does Omnia go ahead and clean it out now that they're on 5? Oh, and even the trade is a dude trade. What a nightmare for the 69ers in this one. Yeah, not what you want to see when you're playing on your home map. Here, game one. Maybe they can turn it around in game two, but game one has not gone the way of Quarantined and the 69ers. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, so Quarantine gives him a thumbs up, says go ahead and either kill me or guard me, whatever you think's best. These guys are getting up to some decent troop counts, but to get through 63 territories, you're gonna need maybe something like 150 troops, depending on how blocked off the board is. So it'll be a few more turns for sure before anything gets serious about a run. 69ers get to live a little longer. Interesting guards and the way these guys have decided to play out protecting those bounty points. Just a reminder coming into this one. The standings had JMX at the top. The Reapers in second, the Freedom in third, Omnia in fourth, 69ers down in fifth, and they may fall to sixth, and then Chonk there in sixth, just behind them. So still a very tight race. Anybody could be in the lead if they had a good enough week this week, especially in game two with the world points on the table and the number of bounties you can get. All right, so Mamba's been able to build up a little bit of troopage there, having the two bonuses. Gets to 52 troops on the sixth trade here. So kind of working his way back into the game. And he goes ahead and mines. So this is that strategy on 70% to slow down a potential run or to ruin a potential run, especially when you're playing a true random game. Arco laughs about it because it's a very Arco-like strategy. Mamba goes ahead and takes Quarantine out of a position there, likely thinking Quarantine's still mad at him, and if Quarantine and the 69ers got a 10 trade here, they would take it out on Mamba and JMX. So probably is why he removed that position. We see the guard there, so it's a Chonk guard plus an Omnia guard on the 69ers, but now he's got nowhere to go with it. All he can do is stack behind those guards, which is not an ideal situation there. Tough when you kind of get bullied there and you don't have the trade on 4 and your trade on 5 is going to be the dude trade. It's a tough night there for Quarantine. Maybe they can get it going in game 2 here in a little bit. As I said, game 2 will be a World Dom Prague game. It'll be Earth 2209 AD, and we'll be back to Balance Blitz Dice in that World Dom Prague game. So, much different style of game we'll see here in game 2 after this one finishes up in the 70% here. Alright, Quarantine finally gets to trade. Let's see the reactions. No reactions, huh? Surprising. So he stacks his bigger stack there behind Feliz. But he can't really do anything with it. Chonk can't get to that side. Feliz can't get to the other side. So for now, the 69ers are safe. Eventually someone will want to take out that position. We'll see how long. Until one of those two takes out their kill guard. We'll see. Chonk up to 98 troops, so they're gaining troops fast. Again, I said maybe 150 or so is when someone might feel like it's worth it to make that run. Oh, Feliz removes the kill guard. But he kind of leaves his 5 in the way. Maybe he just partially removes it because he's going to move into that portal. We'll see how many he moves up. No, okay, he keeps the true kill guard there. And here goes the Reapers. Reaper's getting a +10. They've got a 7 up in the top left side of the board for some access over there. And he's going with a lot of portal positions. You can see the 10s in the portals on the right. So not a lot of portals, but 2 portals with 10s on the right. Again, JMX able to get somewhat back in this game. They're just not gaining a ton of troops each turn, especially relative to what Chonk and the Freedom are gaining with their +12s, +10 for the Reapers. They're way outgaining. Those 3 teams are way outgaining Omnia and JMX, and obviously the 69ers. Just a reminder, we are playing true random dice, so if you're seeing some hesitancy or strange rolls and strange number losses, it's the true random dice. Alright, first team to 100 troops here is the Freedom. They go up to 103, Cecil Dogan here. And again, their positioning on the board is pretty fantastic. Obviously, they don't have a play at the bounty of the 69ers, but they've got the top left, bottom right, and then their 2 bonuses are set nicely around the table here. So they've got access to all 4 corners of the board. Should play a role in their potential chance at running a 70 at some point. Quarantine continues to get terrible rolls. Doesn't have a trade on 3 this time. But it's created a nice little trading pocket there for Feliz. 69ers may end up living this whole time. Maybe until some failed run happens or something. Alright, so now Chonk up at 117. They're the troop leaders. And Arco just gets a 4 trade on 4. So they decide it's worth trading in the dude trade on 4, possibly because they had 4 dudes. But an early trade for 4, surely they're not feeling confident enough for a run here, but we'll see. Remember, a failed run loses your team a point. That's if he gets a 50% but not the full 70%, that's a failed run. So there is a bit of a de-incentivizing going on here to take too risky of a run. Mamba just kind of trading in that pocket there, potentially with the Reapers, the Freedom, and Chonk. Here's a 10 trade on 4. For the Freedom, they're up to 129 troops. So we're probably 2 turns away from it being at least a realistic possibility of someone trying to run. There you see that trading position there between JMX and the Freedom. All right, back to the top to Chonk. They get the 6 trade on 5 cards. $67 troops there for Chonk. They got a big slapper stack at the top. They move a couple onto the portal, but not a lot. Their portals are going to be pretty open this turn. Oh, we finally see a 10 trade there for Quarantine. Gets up to 19 troops. Does he do something crazy like roll to 30? That'd be wild. Unnecessary. He's enjoying the kill guards at this point. Here goes Feliz and Omnia. Just content to trade with him for now. Now, Omnia and JMX continue to fall behind in troops. to Chonk and the Freedom, and to some degree the Reapers. Now, the negative of having a 67 stack in true random is you could roll that 67 on 2 and lose 50 troops. So there's some theory out there to have more medium stacks, roll the 9s and 7s, because you can only lose so many troops. You can always slow roll and prevent some of those crazy troop losses. But it becomes very stressful when you're trying to make that run. There's the 4 trade on 5 for JMX. They do get up over 100 troops. They're the 4th team to get over 100. Again, thinking it's somewhere in the 150 range before it even becomes possible to run it. Chonk will be there next turn. We see the 40 stack there built by Mamba and JMX. They've got a 40 and a 28 slapper that they could potentially use. Do we see someone make the run next turn, or start to make a run at least, with these portals opening up? 159 troops here for Chonk and General Rivers. General Rivers, someone that's not afraid to make that run. But you got to take a lot of territory. And they're in a position where they just continue to outgain everybody, so patience may be in order here for Chonk and Freedom. If no one's going to break them, why not remain patient? Alright, JMX still just trading there with the Freedom. A little bit slower adding here for the Freedom. They're trying to get in a few different positions. They're putting that 40 right next to Chonk's 81. Chonk's 81 really blocked in, depending on where the portals will be. Because they've got their one blocking one path out of the middle, the 40, and then the 49. All kind of blocking in that big 81 slapper stack of Chonks. They don't have really any way to fortify it out of there either. So they'd have to use a couple turns to move it. 69ers have worked their way up to 21 troops. 24 troops. No trade on 3 still looks like. They're just going to hope for absolute carnage. And a bunch of failed 70 runs and somehow getting an opportunity is what they'll go for. Get an angry Chonk there. Oh, there's a portal opening is what the communication there was between the 69ers and Omnia. 69ers asking Omnia to move there and sit in the portal. Chonk mad about it because Chonk wants the kill. No way Chonk's going to roll through that. That would be really interesting though if they decided to. Oh, 76 put as a kill guard there. So now an 81 to 76. Chonk is mad about that kill guard that Omnia just set up. We'll see how they react next turn. We've been waiting for a portal to pop up in that little kill guard section, either of the kill guard sections. It's only a matter of time before it's on one of the 69er territories. Omnia refusing to give up those 3 points to Chonk. Meanwhile, the Reaper's up at 155 troops, and JMX now at 132 with potential trade on 4. So they've been trading here, but the Reapers leave a 3, which is going to annoy Mamba. Now he's got to roll a 3 in true random, which is... he only loses 2. Could have been much, much worse. Interesting, Mamba's got a 45 stack. He's kind of got landlocked up here. With his second big slapper. Freedom trade in that same spot. General River's now up to 193 troops on 5 cards. See if they do any punishment here to Omnia for Omnia blocking off that kill. Over 200 troops now for Chonk. 10 trade here for the 69ers. They have to card skip, though, for this guard. A 100 stack for Chonk, guarding him on the other side. Chonk's 3 gets taken out as the battle between Omnia and Chonk heats up a little bit. Alright, here go the Reapers and Arco. He's got a 10 top left. He's been trading down here in this kind of shared pocket between JMX, the Reapers, Freedom, and Chonk. And then 69ers and Omnia trading up in this pocket. At some point, the troops will be big enough to make your 70 run. It's just who's got the guts to do it on a true random board. Oh, the portal does open. Omnia moves off the portal, which is interesting. Someone could move into that kill guard. So the Reapers could have moved into this kill guard next to the 33. They decide not to. Highly unlikely we see JMX do it. They can't really get to a portal easily with a big enough stack. And the Freedom could potentially, they could attack here and move maybe the 25 in. See if the Freedom want to get into a sandwich up here. They're the second team to get up over 200 troops. No, they're just going to trade there. Cecil Dogan for the Freedom, just trading in their kind of normal trading spot we've been seeing down there. They move some troops over to the edge of that top bonus. Kind of an interesting play. $219 troops now for Chonk.
Interesting hit there by... Oh, just to take the 3 out, maybe? That was interesting. By Omnia. Maybe planning to go for a kill soon. If anyone's going to make that wild 70 run, it's probably going to be Arco. But also Arco very content just to sit and wait. JMX on 69 troops. Mamba doing it like a true professional. Really taking some time to build here. Maybe we're getting closer to that run. 169 troops for Mamba. Maybe he was just really trying to count out to end on 169. He does move that stack out partially from that position. So block off a couple territories / kill guard the Reapers, which seems unnecessary. Freedom now at exactly the same number of troops, now 1 less than Chonk. The two teams over 200 troops. They're gaining 17 every turn. Chonk up at 24% of the board, though, so a little bit of an advantage there in terms of how many rolls you have to make in true random. So having that board position can really matter here, not only in the number of troop territories you have to take, but having just a few less opportunities to get one of those nightmare true random rolls. You got to get to 63 territories here. That's all but 27 territories. Chonk with an easy take here. And let's see what the 69ers do. Just a reminder, next week these guys will be playing Week 6 action on Wednesday 0 UTC, so Tuesday night here in the U.S. JMX will be your host team next week. Should be a fun one with a little bit of Maul of the Dead 70 and Africa Advance World Dog. Okay, the Reaper's building a bunch of 10s and 20s all over. Doesn't seem to be super aggressive or focused towards making any sort of offensive move because of these medium stacks sitting in the +10. Maybe just trying to prevent people from making that part of their potential 70 run in hopes of a failed run and still having plenty of troops left. But really hard to reorganize that many troops to where you need them to go. Mamba kind of blocked that trading position there that they've been working together in. Mamba moves back in to reopen up that trading area. Cecil Dogan for the Freedom on 230 troops. Be interesting to see who kind of makes the first move to progress the game. Alright, here goes Team Chonk. 260 troops. '69ers up to 38 troops. They've been slow and steady. Marcus Aurelius with some hope here for us. If Orange gets on a portal, he could kill Pink. Oh, yeah, now we finally got that 69ers portal that we've been waiting for all game. So does someone roll that? Chonk theoretically could go up to the white 2 and get through there. Maybe we could see something shake loose. Yeah, there's no way Omnia can guard him here. So the next turn, that portal will open where the 69ers 35 is. Also, it gives a chance, if Chonk doesn't kill him, the 69ers could go run out of there. I believe the central one's already a VOD, yes. So we'll see if someone tries to position themselves into a portal here. Portal access isn't great for any big stacks to get to the 69ers yet, unless someone does a fortify. So a 10 trade here for JMX. Chonk gives fist bumps. JMX says attack. Yeah, I think he's freeing up a path. JMX freeing up a path for Chonk to go for that kill. There's the 6 trade for the Freedom. Freedom probably aren't going to have a chance at that kill, so it won't matter. But they could potentially move into a portal position. Yeah, I think it shakes the game loose a little bit if we at least see that Chonk kill on the 69ers. We've been waiting for 10 turns for that potentially to open up. Yeah, no remove from the Freedom here. Okay, we're going to see a 47 on 35. A fantastic roll. What did he lose, like 12 on that? And Chonk takes out the 69ers. We do see our first kill of the game. 50 minutes into this one, we see our first kill. But it probably wasn't enough of a troop loss to really open things up here. We'll see how it goes. Did Chonk get a trade on that? I forgot to even look. After all of that, I forgot. Alright, so Omnia takes Chonk out of that position. No more need for that kill guard, so we'll see where Omnia decides that 93 is best positioned. I know, I missed it too. After all of that and the excitement, I still missed whether there was a trade or not. It does potentially open up the board a little bit, with Omnia now able to move their stack wherever they want it to be. Although they moved it right next to the 69 stack of JMX. He's seeing how many they lost. I think it said they lost 14 on the 33. Yeah, the West standings are real tight coming into this one. So points are a premium. Looks a lot different than what the old Central looks like. You can see everybody real close. Just those 3 points for Chonk potentially move them into 5th place up over the 69ers. As long as there was indeed a trade there. Yeah, seized 4 territory cards. So they did get the trade. Okay, good. 4 trade on 5 for Chonk. Card trades don't really matter anymore. We're in fixed cards. And they have a crazy amount of troops, so unnecessary. JMX had a good week last week. Mamba got a win for him, and then I think they got a bounty or 2 in the second game, maybe? Was what it was? Mamba got 16 in game 1, and then Zycron got 3 bounties in game 2. So they had a 25-point week with one of their wins. Really put them in a much better spot. They struggled the first 3 weeks of the season, but turned it on for week 4. Chonk going to be at 300 troops to take. Now, if he gets those dice that he just got on that 69ers kill, he could probably take 90% of this board. But you can't really count on that in true random. Remember, you need 63 territories here. What held who up? Similar trading position still going on down here at the bottom. It's broken up a little bit from the Reapers having access to it. Yeah, Mamba played both games week 1 and they just didn't go his way, and they kind of just struggled to get out of the gate a little bit, but most people kind of thought JMX was maybe the favorites in the league just when the teams were announced. Because of their makeup. Team we're talking about here: Horace Boy the owner, Jax Wild, I Am Mamba, and Zycron making up JMX. General Rivers for Team Chonk with a 69 stack there at the top where the kill guard used to be, but has now moved it into a 93 off to the left side with a little more board access. Uses a portal jump here. Yeah, based on prowess, yeah. Agreed. So we'll see. They're kind of getting it cooking now, so we'll see if they can keep their rise going to the top. A 116 and a portal here for Omnia. They do have... No, they can't really get to any new spots on the board using these portals. Unless they want to hit a 40 stack. Which would be highly entertaining, but probably not advised. Freedom has access to pretty much all of those Omnia territories off the backside. They got a lot of access through the left here. No, not a lot of access, but a little pocket. And then to the right. No, the one I showed is not updating for the current game. So Chonk has added 3 points. The website will update live, but not the graphic there. $300 troops for Chonk. Almost 300 for the Freedom. I think if we're in balance blitz, someone has made the run by now. It's just in the back of your mind knowing how many troops you can lose on a single roll in true random. That definitely hinders the movement of the game here. Ooh, we got a 145 stack now for Chonk, combining a couple of big stacks. Maybe sensing an opportunity for some movement. Arco has made big mines throughout the bonus. Sits a 50 stack in the portal. Amazingly, JMX is at 268. Well ahead of Omnia. Just because they got that second bonus and have been getting those extra bonus troops for a significant amount of time now. JMX will pass the Reapers here soon. But 321 troops to get 63 sounds pretty good. Rivers gets a 10 trade on 5. He's at 350 troops. Obviously, the dice are going to matter a ton in a true random run. And you're going to have to be quick. You're on a 60-second turn timer, so you got to be quick out of the gate here. Get an Omnia dab. Reapers are card skipping. Not wanting to hit that portal, which is interesting. Long draft phase here for JMX. Wonder if Mamba's thinking somebody's about to make a run. Really a lot of thought in here. Also not going to hit that portal for Chonk. Eat trade here for the freedom. Again, the trades basically mean nothing at this point. I think he had a Chonk 5 stack, which is interesting. Kind of a big stack to hit. Chonk at 364. It seemed like the players were thinking Chonk was about to do something. But they are not. Ten troops here for Omnia. Omnia well behind the Reapers and JMX now. Their kill's never going to be worth it to anybody, obviously, in this fixed game. But it's getting tougher and tougher on them the longer this goes. Kind of just staying in it now for the potential of a failed run and getting to clean it up. Chonk gets another 3 hit. They're getting some little, like, small stacks hit. What's up, Nathaniel? Yeah, I think the true random dice are really holding people back, plus the 60-second turn timer. These are the settings of the 69ers, so feel free to blame the 69ers if you like. If you're looking for who to write your strongly worded letter to, it would be Quarantined Rue and Call of War coming up with these. But I kind of think people have enough troops to actually run it, especially if it's balanced blitz. I think they're more worried about the time. Chonk's up to 24% of the board. And decent access to multiple spots of the board. They've just got to get 63 territories. He's got 380 troops. Fixed. Chonk wants another position. Breaks Omni up there. Is that not a break? Hold on. Not a break. Not a break. Makes a 21 stack up there, though. Arco here for the Reapers. Still kind of weirdly kill guarded by Omnia, which is pretty much completely unnecessary. No kills happening here, barring just absolute chaos. Yeah, the reason purple has a bunch of 10s and 20 stacks is because Arco is playing for the Reapers, and he loves the mining strategy. So his theory is someone's going to try to run the 70, they're going to fail it, and I don't want him to try to run it through me and fail it so that I still have all my troops left. That's the logic. It's a very defensive style of play, and usually you would see people start to kind of combine those stacks by now and go a little more aggressive. But he's waiting it out. JMX does officially move in front of the Reapers in troop count. It's taken them a long time to do that, but because they're gaining the extra troops each turn, they've now moved ahead of them in troop count. And they're almost 100 troops ahead of Omnia, which spent the early part of the game well ahead of JMX in troops. And Chonk now pushing 400 troops and a quarter of the board. Oh. Alright, the Freedom are doing something. They just want a little more of the board, and I think that's what we'll see because of the 60-second turn timer. We'll see people just start taking up chunks of the board potentially. His 60 is almost perfect on count? What do you mean? There's a lot of logic into taking just little chunks of the board. Even in true random, you can lose some troops here without doing too much and just holding a little more of the board to make that 70 run a little easier. Does Chonk go down to the portal? No, leaves the path to the portal open there. And leaves the bonus for the Freedom. See how Omnia reacts. They just had their bonus stolen by the Freedom. See what Feliz does here. Full send in retaliation. He could take the Freedom out of there. He just retakes the bonus, it looks like. Could steal the Freedom's bonus next to him. But the Freedom also have a 130 stack sitting on the other side. Oh, it looks like he is going to do it. Okay. He, in return, steals the Freedom bonus. The Freedom say, oops. And a good luck there from the Freedom. Okay, so we got some stuff shaken out. I mathed it with practice splits, etc. So assuming you want to capture most of those available territories and not have excess troops, the true random access. Oh, okay, so you think the 60 is in the exact right spot for making that, for running that part of the board. That makes sense. He's going to have a 50 in a portal and a 60 on each edge. And maybe that's what his run plan is. Arco's run plan is, if he is planning one. Chonk's going to be over 400 troops next turn. 400 troops to get 63 territories. And now a 69 stack for Arco. Well done. Somehow JMX has moved into second in troop count here at 336. Mamba has just slow and steadied his way back into this game after a little tiff earlier with the 69ers. I think Mamba's starting to get a little bit worried about a Chonk run Just by the way he's playing and moving his troops, he's kind of blocking off paths for Chonk. See how Cecil responds here for the Philadelphia Freedom. Does he hit the 95? Because if he does, this game goes into hyperdrive. No, he wants to leave the 1 there. So it ends up being a good play by Omnia because the Freedom can't really react fully. Omnia is actually going to get a free bonus out of that deal. They do not get the free bonus. I spoke too soon. Chonk breaks them. And sits in the portal. Omnia's 56 is just stuck down there. Trying to block JMX, it looks like, but it's just stuck. A lot of troops that they can't use with the 12 and the 56. The 90's over on the left side. 95 over on the left side. Kill guarding the Reapers for some reason still. That 10 of the Reapers might be their easiest card. Ooh, they go through the portal. For the portal, and they don't get a good roll on Chonk. They card skip. They lose 24 on the 22. Not like a crazy bad roll, but not a good roll. Alright, the Reapers jump in behind that 56. Do they take Chonk out? Yeah, they take Chonk out of that pocket. That's an important play to remove Chonk from that portion of the board. The Reapers make a 132 stack. Uh-oh. Mamba moving. How far is he going to go? It's at 26% of the board. 30, 31. He's about halfway through his time, but he's about halfway through what he's got to get. 33, 34. He's just going to have to go real fast. 35, 36, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42. Oh, he hits a huge Reaper stack and doesn't get great dice. So he ends it at a 42% run here. I think we'll hopefully get to see what the dice were here from Quarantined. So 244 here for JMX. Freedom at 290. Board much more open now. 10 trade here for the Freedom. Do the Freedom try to run it? It's not a failed run for JMX. They did not get to 50%, so they don't lose a point here. Okay, we are going to see the attempt here from Cecil Dogan. No, just takes a bonus. JMX still sitting at 37%. It's not the worst position to be in. Only 4% for Chonk. He's going to have to take back some of the board. At least. See if Rivers decides a run's worth it. No, he's just going to take back a bonus. Maybe two. Doesn't hit the one. Doesn't want JMX to jump back through that portal, maybe? Still has a whole turn for that. Okay, the game's loosening up a little bit. Reapers got hit hard by JMX on that run. Here goes Omnia, though, and Feliz. They're at 206 troops, so they're the least likely to be able to run it here. Remember, you just need 63 territories, but you got to do it fast. If you're going to make that run, you got to go on your turn. And he's saying to get out of the way so I can get a card to the Reapers. But he has a card down at the bottom anyway. He wants his bonus back. Got it. Okay. I don't think he ever actually held that. Maybe he did. For a short period, he held that other +10. But he's got to take a lot to get that. He's got to take all the purples. Yeah, he can't take it because he's got to get that one under the blizzard. So he can't get that bonus. So Mamba fails the run, but sits at 17% of the board at 220 troops. So not a end of the world position for him. And he got to keep his 2 original bonuses. So kind of a no harm, no foul there. We reset the board. An 84 stack sat in the portal there by the Freedom. Back to the top for Chonk. At 344 troops, and the board's more open now for sure, but the 60 stack is locked in the middle of a bonus. So no opportunity for a run anytime soon, probably out of that. Okay, Felice does get that bonus. I was wrong earlier. I think I was just looking at it wrong. Okay, that +5 there, yeah. Gets the +5 to go to +7. So it is +12 there for Omnia. They're still working on that +12 bonus with troops up in the 200s. The 4 trade on 3 from the Reapers, which is wild. Because no imminent chance of running it, most likely. But yet they decided to do the 4 trade on 3. Just worried he was going to get killed for his cards, maybe? JK. Black is close to a run. Mid 60s, okay. Love to hear it, Nathaniel. I'm sure they're counting. Remember, these guys are in group VCs here where they can count and help each other out. Cecil up to 316 troops. He's got an 84 and a portal here with some decent portal access around the board. Interesting threats here. Not sure exactly what the plan was there besides this. No idea. Mama just forgot to get a card, I think. Didn't want to roll a 3. So Felice's at 233 troops. He's actually almost past JMX now. Kind of flip the script here with the 2 bonuses. Working on a potential restart discussion. Black is still very close. Would not be surprised if they did the 70 when portals open again. Still getting to mid-60s with the open portals. Yeah, and obviously you're in true random, so the dice can kind of go either way. That may take you over the hump. Or way under the hump, depending on how they go. We've got a few teams agreeing to potential restart, but the Freedom not one of them, likely because they feel like they're close. Restart, just we would go to a classic fixed 70 game with all 6 teams if everyone agrees to it. But we only have half the teams agreeing to it, so it looks pretty unlikely at this point. Obviously, the 3 teams with the highest troop counts are the ones that are not interested in the restart at this point. Mamba, I think, has a bug. I think he's got a troop placement bug going on. Which just adds to the fun we're in right here. Okay, we're seeing a run from the Freedom. We got a lot of board to take. Just at 18%. %. Got a decent roll there. They're not losing anything crazy on a small stack. Which is always... Oh, they could have kept that 21 and tried to roll the 110 just for fun. 40%. Still got a 130 stack here. They got to make work for them. They're going to have to go through a 109. Oh, boy. Oh, no, they got the portal. Okay. Takes the portal out. Hits the 56. 52%. 53%. Oh, can he get through enough? I think he's got enough troops if he can get through on time. Oh, the time's going to get him. 56. He's got to split too many times. Okay, so it is a -1 there for the Freedom. They got close, though. I think he had the troops. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left to hit. Alright, here goes Chonk for their run. They're just up to 20%, so just a retake so far. Gotta take down the Freedom a little bit more, I would think. Can't leave them out on 40. Lock the 37. Can the 37 not go right there? Is that just a visual where you get stuck? Alright, Omnia having some fun now. We get an oops from the Freedom back to Omnia. Omnia get to 32%. I think the Reapers have it now, right? There's no way Omnia could possibly block the board from them running it now. The 20's stuck for the Reapers, but I don't think it matters. They thinking about rolling the 20? No, they're going the other way. Alright, let's see how fast Arco can fly here. Could the Reapers be... Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't go for it yet. He's at 17%. He's patient. We know one thing about Arco. We know he's patient. Very interesting. Chonk locking that 63, really hurting them. And the 44. Ugh. I think Chonk would have it pretty easily if those were open. I do think Mamba still has the troop place bug. That's correct. But he is able to roll people, apparently. So I don't know. He's back. Looks like he's back. Okay, 10 trade for Cecil Dogan. He's got 91 troops. What do the Freedom do here? They're not going to open anything for Chonk for sure. Just to skip after the deploy. I think if Chonk had their stacks in the right spots, they would they'd have the win here. They're just going to hit some Omnia. Maybe take the Reapers out of that pocket. Nope, just hitting Omnia out of there. And kill guarding the Reapers. Omnia down to 121 troops. Yeah, the fact there's still a 10 stack there, agreed. Wild. Oh yeah, we get the Chonk kill guard. Smart, smart, smart. Alright, here go the Reapers. Now does Arco do it? No, Arco doesn't do it, even with open portals. It feels like he should have it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like he should have it. I'm sure Arco's counting and knows. We are officially the longest ever game we've played in PRT League Risk. Mamba's also close. That would be a huge upset after the wildness that he's had in this game. He's fast, but not that fast. Yeah, just taking a bonus. Okay, Rivers is able to get at least his stacks out to where they're pointing, except for his 63, he's got them pointing better now. His 306 troops to take 63 territories that are mostly ones. I don't know if Arco's waiting for a certain portal or what. Or if he just genuinely doesn't believe he has it yet. .300 troops, advantageous portals for Chonk coming up. The 63 is the only killer that it's stuck inside. So it's really like having 240 troops. So far, the only official failed run from the Freedom. Mamba had a very early run that he didn't take to 50%. Then we saw Chonk with kind of a partial run that he didn't take to 50%. Alright, back to the top. 325 troops for Chonk and 5 cards. Portals open. Oh, it's only a dude trade. That kind of sucks. It shouldn't matter that much with how many troops we're talking about, but kind of sucks. Took too long, yeah. No way you're going to run it if you don't just immediately go. Welcome in, Mike, by default. And he still doesn't move that 48 stack out of the middle. I don't know if he thinks he's blocking a run by doing that or what, but it's a very defensive play at this point in the game. Speaking of defensive, Arco not making any moves to even take any more of the board up. Sitting there about 20%. Arco will not run it yet, Nathaniel. That I can tell you. '69ers died. They got kind of bullied out of that center bonus by JMX early on in the game. And then they hung on for dear life behind 2 kill guards until a portal eventually did them in. You would think people were mad at their settings, so they just all hit the 69ers. It wasn't really what happened. JMX may have thought that. But overall, they just were very weak after that initial JMX bonus steal. No one's feeling bad for them, though, because of the settings. I can tell you that. Alright, Reaper's on 332 troops. 2 100 stacks. 100 plus stacks. What's up, Colvor? Yeah, I don't think it hurts anything since you guys are out so far. Arco still doesn't have a portal behind him, yep. How do you think not having the portal behind him affects it, Plasma? Also, I don't want to be here for these settings. Colvor, you're the one that brought these settings upon us. Your team. No portal in the entire... Yeah, these portals coming up are crazy all on the top left. Freedom down to 92 troops, by the way. It's potential for a kill there. Oh, you were outvoted. You didn't want these? Chonk works into another pocket. Colvor would like for the record to reflect he was outvoted by his teammates on the 69ers about these settings. Let the record show. Okay, here's a run for... No, here's just a bonus take from Omnia. They do finally get that plus 10 they've been working on the whole time. Is that right? No, plus 8. Finally got to get up in that pocket and get the plus 8. So now a plus 8, a plus 7 for Omnia, so plus 15. Uh-oh, is this the Arco run? No. Arco just doesn't want him getting that many troops. Oh, is it a kill attempt? This is the kill on the Freedom by the Reapers. And we have action, folks. 3 points for the Reapers getting the kill on the Freedom. Putting them out of their misery. Yeah, 3 bounty points if you get a trade immediately. 10 points for a win. And then a failed 70 getting to 50 and not getting all the way causes your team to lose a point. You can only lose 1 point a night, so even if... well, I guess the Freedom already are out, so they can't do it again. Okay, this could be a Mamba run here. At 41%. Does he break the 50 threshold? He's at 50, 51. Okay, so it's either going to be a loss of a point for JMX or this is going to be the 70. He's got a little bit of time to get a lot of territories here. We know Mamba's fast, but I don't know if he's this fast. 66, 67. Is it? Oh, he lost that roll? What was that roll that he just lost? Oh, I think he had it. I think he needed those 2 at the top and he lost it. 4v4, yeah, okay. I mean, it's a reasonable roll to lose then. Get it close. Here goes Chonk. So JMX will lose a point. Chonk at 31%. I think they're not going to run at all. River's not seeming super aggressive in this one. He was on 67%. Is that 2 or 3 more territories? 45. We're going to pass the threshold now. I don't think he's going to get... I don't think he's got time. Okay, we're past it. So Chonk's going to lose a point if they don't get it here. We got to go real, real fast. With 2 splits in it. 64, 65. Oh, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He gets 65, so that'll be a loss of a point for Chonk. And now Omnia takes their chance at it. It's just who can be fast enough is really the game now. You gotta have portals open. Omnia can't do it. Fleas is fast, but he doesn't have the access that he needs. He would need portals open, I think. Because the 34 and the 68 go to the same place. I think he's seeing that also. Because the 68 has to come here because it can't come out through here unless it goes through a 60. Run with the 68 and Praying Guard. Maybe. Oh, he does run through the 60. Okay, it's the kill of JMX. So we are seeing some wild action here. We see the kill. Omnia gets the kill. General Rivers getting the kill on JMX and I am Mamba. Still only at 35% of the board after that. Now Arco wins? Question mark. Arco's at 156 troops. The board's wide open. Gotta go fast, but he should get it here. Alright, 25%. Or he goes for an Omnia kill. The safer play being the Omnia kill, looks like. If you kill blue, you get a 60-second turn timer reset too. There's a big advantage there. Arco knows the map, obviously. He's got plenty of time to get the blue kill. Does he have the troops though? The 12's stuck. He's got to split off the 10. He doesn't have the troops. He missplit. Okay, yeah, the 12 got lost there. Okay, so the beat goes on. Chonk easily gets it, right? 43%. He just takes the straight 70. I know we keep saying this, but surely this is it. Yeah, taking a long time here to figure it out. Chonk does not go for it. Guards Omnia. This is wild, folks. Chonk just lining up the Omnia kill for next turn, I think, is the logic there. Oh, he thought he was guarding, but he didn't realize he could get through the other side. So Arco gets the kill there. So the Reapers get the kill on Omnia. This will end up being a very big 70% points game. Narco at 57% of the board. Should easily clean this one up. And there it is, folks. Almost a full 2 hours in. And the Reapers. Congratulations to Arco and the Reapers. They get their win, the second straight win they've had in PRT League West there. Big point total for them, too. Let me get that final point total. Is 16 points collected there by the Reapers.